Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to start collecting Warhammer 40k, and today we're going to take a look at the Chainbreaker Lance box set, one of the many Battleforces coming out this Christmas, and this one in particular for the Imperial Knights. Now, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through, talk about all the models in this box set, talk about what they all do on the tabletop before taking a look at some ways we can expand upon this initial box set with some other miniatures. We'll then take a look finally at a sample army list we put together using this box as the core of 1500 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Imperial Knights army. So with that all said, first of all, in this box set, we get the Canis Rex model. Now, this can be built as any of the other Questoris class knight models. This is all the knights of similar size. Canis Rex, though, is a Imperial Knight special character. He is a what's called a freeblade, sort of a lone wolf or, an independent knight. He's not from his household like many of the others are. Now, he's got some cool rules to begin with. First of all, he's got the Sir Hector rule, where if Canis Rex is destroyed, but does not explode, set up Sir Hector within 3 inches of Canis Rex before it's removed. That's the little model you see beside him. Now, assuming he survives, Sir Hector can then use his own profile and own keywords below. He's equipped with Hector's pistol, but does not have the iron shields or the super heavy walker abilities. This unit is not considered to be destroyed until Sir Hector is also removed. So, this dude jumps out of his knight if it doesn't explode and then continues to walk around, potentially hide and stop your opponent actually getting any benefits of killing a knight victory point wise. Now, obviously, Canis Rex can explode like all knights, but he's got some other cool abilities as well, like Chainbreaker. Each time Canis Rex makes an attack against a non-Imperium unit, on the unmodified hit roll of a 6, you add an additional hit. And then his legendary Freeblade. Once per battle round, you can reroll 1 hit, wound, charge, or saving throw mode made for Canis Rex. Now, just talking on Hector's pistol, this is his pistol he draws when his knight is destroyed. Pistol 1, strength 5, minus 2 AP, damage 2. Nothing too much about it. But he's then got his Lass Impulsor, which he can choose to go low or high intensity. Heavy 2d6 if he chooses for low intensity, strength 6 minus 2 AP, damage 2 blast. Or the high intensity will drop to heavy d6 but will be strength 12 minus 4 AP, damage 4 blast. He's then got a Preceptor multi-laser there, and then Freedom's Hand is his melee weapon, where he can get to ×2 strength or +2 strength with a various AP, but its damage does change. So if he goes for the big strike, he'll be damage 8, and each time an attack is made with a weapon profile and a modified wound roll of 6, inflicts D3 damage of mortal wounds on the target in addition. Or his sweeping attack, which is the +2 strength, minus 2 AP, damage 3 attack. Each time an attack is made with this, he makes 2 hit rolls instead of 1 for an unmodified wound roll of a 6, inflicts a mortal wound as well. Now, alongside Canis Rex, we've got a couple of the armigers. The first one we have is the Armiger Helverin. These are the shooting Helverins on the right-hand side. You can see pictured here. They have Armiger autocannons for heavy 2d3, strength 7, minus 2 AP, damage 3 weapons, and melting guns as well. They can also have some Cognos heavy stumpers or Iron Hail heavy stumpers as they choose to. Now, Armiger squadrons, they can set up on the table together as a squadron, though then they can move independently from that point onwards. They do explode like a lot of models do in the Imperial Knights faction as well. The other armigers we have are the Armiger Warglaves. They're the more combat-based variation of the armigers. They're going to have their Reaper chain cleavers or thermal spears, and they can choose to have melter guns and Questoris Cognos heavy stubbers or Iron Hail heavy stubbers, depending on what you want to do with them. Now, pretty cool. They've got the Armiger Squadron as well, where you can build them up in squadrons, deploy them within 6 inches of each other, and then they just move off and act independently as well. Armigers are a nice way to get some extra body into your knight forces, and they generally work pretty well around sort of doing the deeds and working off a lot of buffs based around your knights. Looking at where to go next though, and we've just talked about the armigers, but definitely looking at potentially getting some other armigers, changing up the weapon loads you've got on them is a potential option. Now with the Helverins there's not a lot of changes you do, but adding some more shooting to your force with some additional autocannons is a pretty nice option. For me, the Armiger Warglaves are the ones where you can, changing to the other weapon options, you can get a nice little bit of damage in them, but for me, the thermal spears in combat, you're not going to get an awful lot of change in your armages regardless. It is just based on those heavy stubbers that you want on top, but they are going to provide you with a nice little bit of additional combat potential. They're not too shabby with toughness 7 and 12 wounds, 4 attacks per model for armages. They're going to fight okay. Now, where it really comes into it is looking at the Knight Castellan or Valiant. These are the bigger Knight models you have available to you that are from Games Workshop. So these are one of the many different plastic kits. These bigger Knights you have available to you are going to be a little bit more survivable. They've got 28 wounds, a 2+ save base. They can have a variety of different weapons from Volcano Lancers, which are a heavy D3 strength 16, -5 AP, D6 +8 damage blast weapon, to Plasma Decimators, which are a nice super powered plasma gun. Lastly, Questoris Knights. This is the same kit as Canis Rex. Obviously, you can't build another Canis Rex, but taking a look at some of the other Questoris Knights, like the Errant, Paladin, Preceptor, Gallant, are all some solid options to provide some additional support for your Imperial Knight Force. I'd definitely be looking to grab maybe another large knight as the next purchase that you're making after the initial box set. You've got a decent amount of armages to begin with. And so here we have our sample army list for you. Now, we've got a couple of chivalric oaths we've had to pick for our Imperial Knights. We've chosen to go for Protect Those in Need and Refuse No Challenge. These are generally a little bit close combat focused, and that's mostly because Canis Rex is a little bit of a mixed knight, but he does have some pretty good abilities in close combat. He's a decent fighter. Now, we've then gone for Equestria Allegiance of Custom for Noble Combatants in Equestria Imperialis. This is, once again, just going to sort of push us towards that more combat-focused knight army. Now, Lord of War-wise, we've gone for 2 Armadura Helverins. They're going to be in a single unit. This is to make sure we can fit all 5 of our super heavy units we need in. And then the 2 Warglaives will be able to deploy separately. The Helverins, they're going to be a fire support base, so I think being able to deploy them and sort of concentrate that firepower is not too bad. We then got Canis Rex, who's going to have the Stratagem Warlord trait that he's going to be able to take. This is going to be, the one he has to take, which is Revered Knight. And then we've got a Knight Warden as our second big knight for the Force. This takes us up to 1500. The Force is about 1060 points without taking the second knight. So you sort of do need to move on to that next point value, or indeed, if you're not building Canis Rex first, you can probably find some points to upgrade Canis Rex to sort of decrease your use on Canis Rex. But the Knight Warden here we've gone for, he's got his own martial traditions. We've gone a relic on him, the banner of Macarius Triumphant. This is going to start us with an additional one of our honor points, but also we're going to get the objective secured rule on him. And then he's got an Avenger Gatling Cannon and a Heavy Flamer Multi-Gun and his Reaper Chainsword. So if you've got any thoughts and ideas on how to use this Imperial Knights box set, let us know down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop us a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here, you can do so over on the Cinderful Gaming Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either by joining Patreon or YouTube members, or grabbing some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, all of which are linked down in the video's description. Anyone who helps support the channel, we are greatly appreciative of. For our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out for everyone who does support the channel. So thank you to our Patreon members: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Love, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Redman, and DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch, and our YouTube members: Greenridge Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lockdoric, the Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special shout out to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you so much for all the work you put in on that end. With that said, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.